everyone. I'm Diana Huntings, and I'm 21 years old and a college student from USC, but I'm originally from Santa Monica. Go Trojans! I'm an 85, boom boom, and I'm a pre-med major with a focus in obstetrics and gynecology. Go uteruses! Anyways, when I'm not super duper busy with school and my extensive extracurriculars, I enjoy taking my dash and Artie on walks, going to music festivals with my girlies, babysitting, and shopping. I just got the cutest dress from Gucci and Dusty Rose. Ah! Right? I love to shop when in LA, right? Anyways, let's get serious for a sec. You should totally pick me for the Bachelorette College Edition, right? Woo! I'm the total package. I mean, I may look like your stereotypical airhead from the valley, but looks can be deceiving, guys. I have a 4.0 GPA, I volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club every other weekend, and I'm so well-rounded with politics and current events that I have both Fox News and CNN downloaded on my phone. I can't say the same thing about most of the guys that I've dated, which have been a lot. That's another thing about me. I love men. I love hot men. And I know over at ABC, y'all just like brood those. I mean breed. Brood? Y'all just like breed hot men at ABC. That's what I was trying to say. I don't discriminate. Sometimes I date redheads. The only time I could ever have issues with men is when they are insensitive or offensive, because then I have to call them out on my Insta. I say, hashtag dear douchebags. I mean, talk about a social media influencer that has such a positive impact on society. Hello! I try to maintain the 3 F's: fashion, fierceness, and food. I love food. I'm a slut for buffalo chicken wings. Speaking of slut, I'm an heiress. My parents have a butt ton of money, and because I'm the light of their lives, they support my Prada addiction. Now, I have a deal going on with my parents. I have to remain a virgin until I'm 30 or married, or else I don't get their fortune. This has been a tradition that's gone on in my family since like my great-granddad, which is honestly disgusting, but I comply because, again, Prada addiction. So for me, there won't be any windmills or fantasy suites, but I am a really great kisser. I mean, you can ask like 90% of my zip code because they would know. Anyways, pick me, choose me, love me. Thank you for watching. See you guys next season.
Hi. Look, I know you're the goddess of childbirth and all that, but did you have to make it that ugly? I mean, she's in there yelling and screaming at me, and she damn near broke my hand off squeezing it so hard. I just wish you would make it a little easier for the two of us. Soon, it should be 3 of us. Doctors say the baby should be coming soon. It'll come right out And I'll be a dad. I'll finally get to meet him. At least I hope it's a him. I'm not sure if I can handle a daughter. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think women are great. They're like goddesses, but not in the way that you're a goddess. Of course, they're like goddesses, and you're like a goddess. You are goddess of women, too. After all, so thanks a lot for them. Please don't turn me into a goat or a bear or something. I wasn't trying to be rude. It's just that I grew up with a sister, and just being her brother was hard enough. I can't imagine what it'd be like if I was to be our parents. Always dealing with her mood swings and having to worry about her all the time and having to put up with whenever she went boy crazy. Oh man, that was rough. When I have a daughter, if I have a daughter, I'd have to start working out big time, you know? I'd have to get huge, grow a beard or something, maybe even, shave my head. I gotta look as scary as possible for any potential boy who comes along. Gotta let him know not to mess with my little girl. I would just want to, make sure the right guy comes along. Let me tell you, I will never understand how I was able to get hitched with that one back there. I mean, she's amazing and kind and beautiful. And I'm just me. But I love her. And I love being married to her, and I'm excited for this future, and him, her, whoever just comes out of here. I'm just worried about how this will change things. I mean, all of our time's gonna be devoted to this thing. We gotta get ready for late nights and early mornings. Plus, I hear that once you start having kids, it's sort of a 1-1-1. It just goes. And I'm just not sure if I'll be good enough. It feels like just yesterday, she and I were on our first date, struggling to figure out what to talk about, and now we're here. There's definitely no turning back now. This is something that We are in together for the long haul. That's what marriage is about, right? Marriage. You're the goddess of marriage, too. How could I forget? I also forgot you're the goddess of family. Oh, you're the goddess of so many things. Childbirth, women, marriage, family. All those things seem to really build upon each other, huh? They all come together and make something beautiful. I guess it's what you signed up for. I guess it's what I signed up for. I'm happy. Happy to be a part of something beautiful. I should probably go back in there. I can hear another contraction coming already. Can't wait to meet our new member of the family. Wherever they might be. I can't wait to love and care for them and be a family with them. Thanks for giving me time to think things over. Okay. I can do this. I can do this.
Coffee? I already had some. You're angry with me.
Harley, let's just, I know neither of us wants to be here longer than necessary, so let's just get right into things and handle this professionally.
I didn't want to call you in today, but I had to. I know the pain you're going
No,
through.
you don't.
Excuse me?
You may understand the amount of pain, but not the same kind.
Okay, whatever the case may be, I know your personal situations are not ideal right now.
Do you have the right to know that? Legally.
I'm speaking in the broadest of terms.
And you've yet to say anything damaging.
Correct.
But this meeting will have casualties.
Well,
Wars aren't...
won by creating life.
They're won by destroying it. Decimation. And now this is a war?
Every struggle today is amplified until it's considered something far worse, an overturning of a dynasty or a gut-wrenching battle. Label this as you will.
They sent you to do the dirty work, huh?
You're aware, of course, that there are grounds for immediate termination of your contract.
Of course.
In the face of all this, however, we wanted the chance to speak with you again.
We wanted to ensure that this behavior is not patterned behavior, and we believe it is our duty as your
Soon-to-be former employer to ask several questions in relations to your well-being and your season of employment.
I don't see the need for a psychological examination.
Do you believe that we established an atmosphere of trust? In your experience, have we fostered a community in which you could succeed mentally and physically as well as in your career?
You have to go through all these questions before you fire me?
Did you take advantage of the weekly mental health check-ins?
No, actually once. It wasn't helpful.
How so?
It was dull.
Like a knife?
The word that we used today actually came from two parallel words in Old English and Middle Low Germanic, neither of which have to do with knives, contrary to what you may believe. Both, however, had similar meanings and were used to describe a person. Slow. Stupid. And idiotic.
Are you aware of any specific actions that made this an unsafe workplace physically, emotionally, or mentally? Would you consider your time here to have been a benefit to you to moving forward in this field? And finally, do you have any recommendations for improvements in maintaining the emotional stamina of a workplace moving forward?
Thank you for your time, Harley. You can go as soon as
You signed that.
I'd like to hear the reason.
for your termination.
Yes, I'd like to hear the reason.
I don't understand. I'm trying to handle this delicately and professionally, but from the onset of this meeting, you've been incredibly hostile.
Yes.
So you see that you agree with me.
I've never found pleasure in bringing my defensive down. Defensiveness is vital to survival.
No, Harley, it's not.
Have you ever had your power questioned?
Constantly. And ruthlessly.
Even at this job your daddy handed to you?
The contract has been terminated.
So nothing I say can now be held against me. All this constant stress and authenticity and health and wellness, how has that taken a toll? Can you even begin to understand the hell that you are creating?
Harley, you can't.
You know what, fine. Have your rant.
Do you enjoy being at the hand of the Leviathan? Being the great doer of wrong for this behemoth of a sea monster? Being at the disposal of others, knowing they'd rather choke than do the things they have you do? I'm trivial to you, aren't I? At least I was, before I made ripples, before I shattered the glass-like seascape of your perfected, formulated atmosphere. You needed me to make a mistake. You needed a problem to wrangle, and you needed blood on your hands to prove you're worthy of the power that you have, the power that you've been given. So I'm perfect, right? Now I am. Trivial to perfect. What a trajectory. But maybe I was always perfect. Until one mistake. Maybe. So why was I fired? You don't care about me. You don't care about people. Honestly, you don't even care about this company. You care about power. You suffocate and squeeze people until they have no other choice but to explode. Blood and guts dripping and pouring out of them, and then you keep squeezing, and you interrogate them, and you terrorize them with your training and your check-ins until they slip up. And that's when you jump, and you attack their dead, bruised, and beaten bodies with your daddy's gold-plated.
No, you are fired because you got intoxicated and vandalized company property. Your time here is over because you, a thoughtless, heedless, manic-depressive monster of a human, got drunk and drove your car into a beautiful white-tailed deer, severed its head, and then dropped it off on the doorstep of your job. You watched the soul trickle out of an innocent thing, its very existence reduced to just two lifeless eyes bulging out of its head on the pavement and bearing the reflection of a drunk, deranged psychopath.
You let your illness destroy you from the inside, and you spread your filth on our name. You're fired because you are a monster. Your bloody hands should never have touched a piece of this company's property again, and I will cook storms. I will conceive deep, murderous, towering waves that will devastate you and destroy you. Because you deserve it.
I'll die a king.
Don't cry, love. I'm going to fix this. The days of that fucktwat Hephaestus thinking he can make fools of us are over. He can screw with me all he wants, but I cannot believe that he would think to do this to you. His love. Is this what love looks like to a god who lives in a cave? This archaic punishment? This slut-shaming? You deserve a lover who can fully satisfy you. And if he's not doing his job, then fuck him. You have every right to take another. He thinks you owe him. He thinks you need him. His ego is so fucking engorged that he would never consider that someone else could take better care of you. What does he expect to gain from exposing you and I? Does he think I'm ashamed? That you're ashamed? My gods, it's the 21st century. Even the mortals have moved past homophobia. Well, most mortals. Hey, after I burn Hephaestus to literal ashes, we should go somewhere far away, where I can make love to you uninterrupted. You'd love Calypso's island. Once we take care of him, you'll never have to spend a single second in that hideous maze ever again. You belong up here, in the light, with me, where people can see and enjoy your beauty. You're too much of a treasure to let that man keep you buried away for himself. And if he thinks I don't relish every opportunity to be caught naked, then this guy is dumber than I thought. Have you seen this body? It's literally divine. Just promise me one thing, baby. Promise me that you'll never go back to him again. Not after this abuse. I'd burn down the whole world before I would see you trapped in his cold, misogynistic hands ever again.
Here I am again. Here I am because you've called me. And I think a lot of people would agree that I am a very obedient and polite sort of girl. I don't know that you have called me this time, or even whispered. Maybe you've just seen me and that was enough. You have seen and heard and felt everything I've told you, and now you'll have the most informed opinion. Well, I guess there's no purpose in withholding information. I can't really expect extortion from someone who's dead. Well, Percy and I and Claire and Byron, Lord Byron, forgive me, but that arrogant, pretentious... We spent that summer in Switzerland, a cold and cloudy summer, and as we sat on Lake Geneva, I thought, ungrateful girl that I am, I thought, I had much rather be here in the winter. Oh, I wanted to feel the taloned grip of the cold on my exposed cheeks and see the crystal blue sky sparkle and defy the freezing wind and watch the waves rock and shake the foundations of the world. Like Hephaestus himself is hammering at his anvil in silence at the bottom of the cold, dark lake. Which I understand is irrational and absurd. But I wanted to do something. We all did. We wanted to write until our fingers bled, to create something worthwhile and haunting and austere and beautiful. That ethereal countryside demanded more than idle respect. It deserved, it necessitated something other. And the others offered up their little sacrifice on the temple fire every day. And I searched within myself, searched deep for something I could give too. But nothing came. I stared out at the placid lake and nothing came. I cut fresh onions in the bright yellow kitchen and nothing came. I watched the golden morning subside into bright blue day, into lavender twilight, into bitter dark. Nothing came. So I just had to expect that we weren't here for winter. We were there for a rainy summer, and an unproductive one at that, and I was going to make the best of it and enjoy a peaceful holiday with my friends. Then I saw him. A man, but not a man, a perversion of a man. Grotesque, deformed, without a family, without a love, without a child. But instead of resenting him or fearing him or hating him without any cause because of a general fear of the unknown, you love him. You would do anything to give him what he wants, what he deserves, what everyone deserves. A home. And the tragedy comes when you realize all at once that you can't. Nobody can set aside their foolish rationality and give this beast what he wants. The human right to kindness and empathy and a sense of belonging because even though he is a man, in theory, he is something else in practice. He is something far less, or far more. Something other. You love him because he has a clear spirit, an innocence unmarred by society, a love for learning and working and becoming good, and you love him even when he realizes that you've known all along that he will never have what he craves earnestly. You love him when he exacts revenge. You love him. You love him even when he is gone. You You may love him even more then. He's the man, the demon, the deity, the other at the bottom of the lake, pounding his fists in rage and frustration because no one can perceive his heart. And the world you know rocks and shakes and collapses. And in that moment, your idols crumble. And scales fall from your cool, resentful eyes. And you understand why God loves everything he created. Why he says that it is good even when it kills or destroys or lies. Why he watches evil men start a raging fire, and he loves and forgives them anyway. And his kingdom burns to the ground, and because you understand, you forgive God in return. It terrifies me, Mother. It terrifies me that I ever thought of such a thing. It worries me when Percy goes through and marks things in pen. Is he correcting a modifier, or is he collecting evidence? Does he see himself? Or worse, more to the point, I suppose, does he see me? I have half a mind twice a day to throw the manuscript in the fire and watch it burn up until it's all only a black wisp muttering grim secrets to the bricks of the hearth. I suppose I don't really know why I'm here, or what I meant to say, I guess. I just wanted you to know. I want to be my own person. I want to make you proud. Or make someone proud. Anyone. I want respect. From others. From myself. I want to live. I want to honor the person who gave me life. But maybe I can't do it. After all. No matter how much I want it. He couldn't.
So, how's the food?
Good. Well, leftovers, but how's yours?
Good. Well, almost good. Your dog got into it a little bit before I
My
could,
dog?
so...
You had that dog long before I was in the picture.
True. But you know he only listens to you. You know I've lost all control of him since you left? You know he even started digging in your garden and...
Keep him out of the garden.
Okay, I've tried, but I think it reminds him of you. He just misses you too much. I mean, we both do.
I miss you too. The dog, I mean.
Of course. I expect nothing less.
How's work?
Oh man, soul draining as usual. You know, it was a heavy paperwork week, and Kate's been a godsend. She logged a lot of hours, and I think she's working toward a raise, and you know, she's really earned one this quarter. I mean, with the review coming up, and you know, the kind of stress I'm under, it's just, I think she's been a lot of help. I mean, you know, the other day I was talking to Steph, did I lose you?
What? Oh no, sorry. I guess I was just drifting off.
How was your day?
Hectic, as always. It feels like I'm constantly putting out fires and diverting catastrophes. Every day's a new problem, and the seasonal hires they brought on while I was gone are clueless. I'm practically working double to cover it all.
Well, hey, don't overwork yourself, alright? Are you getting enough sleep?
Yes.
Well, are you eating
Yes,
enough?
I'm fine. I don't need a second mother right now.
How is she, your mom?
She's great. She's always great. I'm a mess, but at least. I missed lunch with her today, and she called and was so upset, and I tried to explain that I'm trying to fit a year's worth of work into 6 months, and that's already like a lot of pressure. But she's upset that I'm not spending more time with her, and it's just like, I got this stupid job because you wanted me to, Mom. Can you make up your mind? Isn't anything I do good enough for you?
Hey, you are good enough, alright? You're great at your job.
I just don't know if it's the job I wanted anymore. Is this what I wanted, or is this what she wanted?
You don't have to work if you don't want to. I mean, you can come home, stay here with me and the dog. You know, I make more than enough to cover us, and you can stay home and work in your garden and rest. And you don't have to be halfway across the world every other 6 months, and we can be together. I mean, you can do whatever you want here. I can take care of everything.
We've been over this.
Well, maybe we need to go over it again, because all I know is you don't seem happy, and all I want is for you to be happy. You know, I can't watch you run yourself to death for 6 months straight. You know, working way too hard, dealing with your mother on top of everything, and come home, crash, nurse yourself back to health, and then just to go back again. It's a terrible cycle. It's not healthy.
And what am I supposed
don't think
to
you
do?
can keep
Become a
doing this.
housewife? A stay-at-home mom to a dog? I don't want that. I want my career. I love my work. I love my job.
I thought you loved me.
That is so not fair. That's not what this is about. You know I love you.
Do you? Because I'm starting to feel less like your husband and more like your part-time job.
Aiden.
Do you know how ridiculous it feels to have to schedule a meeting with your wife just to fit into her life?
I'm not the only one with a job here. We both have busy schedules.
Steph, I miss you. I miss my wife. I miss talking to you. I mean, even now it feels like your mind is even further away than you are. Like you don't even care what's happening here.
I do care. I have so much going on here, and
Too much to even listen to me.
I do listen to you.
You don't, but it's fine. I know you have a lot going on right now, and going through a lot. So.
Aiden, I'm trying to keep my head above water as it is. Sometimes I just can't deal with more stress. I just want to forget the world exists.
I just want you to come home.
That's just it. My home is here. No, I didn't mean it like that. My home is there too. It's both, and I can't imagine my life without either of them. Plus my mom.
Forget your mother. okay? You are your own person, Steph. She shouldn't control you, all right? No one should. It doesn't matter what she thinks or what I think or what anyone else thinks. Just, are you happy?
No, I'm not.
Well, we made it a whole 10 weeks this time. Maybe next year we'll get down to single digits.
Aiden, how long can we keep doing this?
I mean, for at least another 16 weeks.
I mean long term. This isn't a new problem. This is the same fight we've been having for years. Our marriage is on the rocks every 6 months.
I agree. It's not ideal, but what else can we do?
Maybe we need a break.
Is 26 weeks apart not enough?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. All I know is that I love you and I hate this and I hate only getting to see you in a screen for 6 months every year.
I love you too. And you know I'll do everything I can to make this work. And if that means taking a break, we can make that work. Or, I don't know, maybe I can try to come visit you next weekend and I can come see you.
No, you have that big quarterly review coming up. Don't add in the stress of traveling all the way out here.
You were listening.
Of course I was listening. Listening to you is the highlight of my day.
I could still try to visit you one weekend.
And leave your dog?
Your dog.
Our dog.
You know he's a big boy. I mean, he can handle staying at home for a little while.
And what about you?
I'll survive. I mean, we've done it before, and we will again.
But for how long?
As long as we need to. Right? 6 months with you is infinitely better than a life without you.
I had no idea when I took this job how hard it would be. There are so many little things I didn't even think of.
Like what?
Like, it's going to sound so stupid, but...
Come on.
Okay, I miss having someone else to drink the milk. I can never finish a carton and before it expires, and then I feel so wasteful.
Really? Okay, so that's all I'm good for? Drinking milk?
No.
No, I get it. I mean, I miss seeing your shoes by the door.
What?
When your shoes were by the door, it meant you were back from work, but you weren't in the garden yet, and you were just in the house.
I didn't realize you were reading my shoes.
So, speaking of shoes, our dog has been taking them to the garden. For you.
No.
I'm afraid I didn't catch him in time to save your boots or the dahlias. But I did stop him from digging up the pomegranate tree.
My tree?
My tree. I had that thing long before you took over the garden.
But you said everything in the garden was mine, so technically...
But it was the only plant I ever managed to keep alive. Would you settle for joint custody?
Oh, I almost forgot! I found this in the store today.
I thought you didn't like pomegranates. You know that they were too sour?
They are a little sour, but I guess I was just feeling a little lonely and wanted something that reminded me of home.
Tell you what. I will give you full custody of the tree if you come home.
I'll settle for half custody when I get back. 15 weeks.
16 weeks.
Maybe I could get done a little early.
Well, don't work too hard, okay? Take care of yourself. And go get lunch with your mother.
But that's
right?
a contradiction.
But we both know you'll regret not having spent more time with her when you get back.
Fine. But but only if you call me after so I can rant and then listen to you rant about the quarterly reports.
Deal. And I'll try to keep our dog away from the tree.
My tree.
Our tree.
I miss you.
I love you.
I love you too. I'll be home soon.